This is the 6th video in a row I've put together for this series. 6 days filmed and edited and published, every single one. And I'm telling you that before anything else because today's faculty is going to ask you a question and I want you to already know my answer. Here's a confession. I hold myself back from the outcome because I don't have patience for the process it takes to get there. I don't think it's just me. I think almost everyone watching this has a version of that for themselves. 3 things for today. The confession in full, because it applies everywhere in my life, including projects I haven't finished. A theology I used to hold that I actually caught myself correcting mid-sentence in my journal this morning. And 3, research that shows something almost nobody talks about. Imagining your future without facing what's actually in the way can cost you real outcomes and real money. Quick note before we get into today's work, I'm going through a 17-day personal development system on camera in real time. What you'll get here every day is the free version of the concept. The full program with complete sessions, exercises, and live events where this community gathers in person, that's all available and everything is linked below. There's also a live event in Chicago on July 28th. Guests come free when I invite them after a quick qualifying call. I have seats available, and if you want to just not do this work but earn while you share it, there's a business opportunity alongside all of this. More on that as we go. I'm publishing one of these every single day for 17 days in a row. Subscribing is how YouTube brings you back tomorrow. Day 6, the higher faculty of the mind is imagination, and I want to correct something before we even start, because the internet gets this wrong constantly. Imagination is not daydreaming and it is not escapism. It's not closing your eyes and ignoring what's actually true about your life right now. Imagination is a test universe. It's the place where you try out a reality before you commit real time and resources to building it. Here's what that actually looked like for me. I imagined myself as a professor vividly, wishing for it, seeing it, looking at the students from standing in front of a whiteboard. And then almost as if by magic, I got a full-time tenure-track job as the professor of communication at Clark University. And here's the part that still gets me. I reached out to the department at the exact moment the previous professor was quitting. They needed someone fast, and I filled every mark. I was imagining that role before I knew that door was opening. I imagined myself speaking at a women's conference. I got back from doing just that. And right now, I am imagining myself holding an Oscar, traveling the world. Money no longer being an object because the work I'm doing right now, today, has paid off. That's imagination doing its job. And here's the confession part, the part I'm not proud of, but I'm telling you anyway, because I promised myself I would. I have shelved film projects, products sitting finished or nearly finished that I have not released yet, not because I stopped believing in them, because I lost patience for the process it would take to actually get them into the world. I wanted the outcome. I did not want the unglamorous, slow work standing between me and it. That's the real diagnosis for me and probably for you. It's rarely a vision problem, it's a patience problem. Now let me tell you about a theology I used to hold because I caught myself in the act of correcting it, and that I could simply have faith that I'm a successful working actress and God would supernaturally make that happen without much effort on my part. I started to write that sentence, and then in the very same entry, my own brain and pen corrected me. Because works without faith is empty, and faith without works is dead. I caught myself believing in a version of faith that let me off the hook. And I don't get to let myself off the hook. None of us do. The integrated version is so much more powerful than the broken one. Faith imprints the pattern. Works keep the pattern alive in the real world. They're not opposites, they are partners. Here's where this connects to the work I do with people. The story you're telling yourself about who you are is the thing that shows up the moment you walk into a room, a pitch, a camera, I help people find the version of their story that leads and then back it with the work to make it real. That's communication coaching, not therapy. And it lives in my school community alongside both pathways we're building there. Quick aside before the science. If you're connecting the dots between what I'm learning and what I'm building professionally, here's what I want you to know. The business behind this channel is a high-ticket direct sales business built around the same personal development education I'm previewing here every single day. The full program goes much deeper than what I can give you in a daily video, and it's available as a product. The opportunity page in the description lays out exactly how the whole thing works with video testimonials and all. Fill out the short form there and then click through to schedule your calendar appointment with me. And if you're in Chicago on July 28th or can get there, I have seats at a live event that day. Guests come free after a qualifying call. And if this is landing for you right now, the like button takes 2 seconds and it genuinely helps YouTube show this to more people who need it. I imagine I am building community with people who are confident, loving, funny, and rich in both life and wealth. I imagine spending that freedom on my kids and my family without owing anything to the world anymore. I imagine getting contacted for big roles and hiring the best coaches to prepare for them. I imagine people reaching out to join me in this business. I imagine finally producing the films and products that have been sitting on a shelf. And I imagine giving generously to people in need. That's the test universe, and here's how that's going to actually work when it works. There's a researcher at NYU named Gabrielle Oettingen, who spent decades studying exactly this. In one of her studies, people who spent the most time positively imagining landing their dream job without thinking about what stood in the way actually received fewer job offers and lower starting salaries than people who imagined the dream and then honestly faced the obstacles between them and it. Pure positive fantasy on its own can actually drain the energy you need to go get the thing. Albert Bandura's research backs this from another angle. Imagining yourself successfully performing a task does increase real performance, but only when it's paired with realistic practice, not fantasy alone. The imagining has to meet the doing. And there's a reason acting as if isn't some new invention from the manifestation world. It's nearly a century old. Alfred Adler, a psychologist, used to have his clients act as if they already had the trait they wanted, confidence, capability, before they fully felt it. It worked not because of magic. It worked because acting in line with what you are becoming starts to change what you notice and how you interpret your own days. That's confirmation bias, the same faculty of mind I named back on day 3. Now working for the future instead of just the past. Imagination previews the reality. Confirmation bias and consistent action are what build it. Today's session asked me one question that I want to leave you with. Am I in all-out action? And my answer is yes, as indicated by putting this 6th video in a row together. Not as a boast, but as evidence. The series itself is the proof that imagination paired and patient action provides something real because you're watching it happen in real time. I won't walk you through the exercise. As you know, that belongs to the program. But I will tell you this much. Whatever pattern you put out into the universe will back it. Have the audacity to believe that and go do the work that makes the belief true. I want to share a couple of Bible passages with you. James chapter 2, verse 26 from the King James Version. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. And Romans chapter 4, verse 17. As it is written, I have made thee a father of many nations before him whom he believed, even God, who quickeneth the dead, and calleth those things which be not as though they were. Faith imprints the pattern, works keep it alive. That's not a new age idea, that's ancient. Let's close the loop. 1, imagination is not daydreaming. It's a test universe, and it only works when it's paired with patience for the actual process. 2, faith and works are partners, not opposites, and the moment you separate them, the pattern stops holding. 3, the science backs it. Pure fantasy without facing the obstacle can cost you. Imagination plus honest action is what builds the thing. All right, your homework for tonight. Name 1 outcome you are currently imagining for your life. Now ask yourself honestly, are you pairing it with patient action, or are you waiting for it to arrive on faith alone? If 6 days of this has you wondering whether this path could be yours, here's how it works. The personal development education I'm going through is the same for everyone building this business. What changes when you come through me is me. You get my coaching, my daily contact, my community, and someone who will tell you the truth before you spend $1. Believe me. The education is the product. There's a whole support system and a global leadership team. Fill out the form on the opportunity page below, and then fill out the Calendly link to schedule time with me. I just want to build this with the right people. If you're in Chicago on July 28th, I have seats. Guests come free after a qualifying call. Everything is below. Still watching from the doorway? Oh yeah, you know I love it. The free school community is where that's at. Both pathways are in there, and the skeptics always ask the best questions. Tomorrow is day 7. I will see you then.